guys, welcome to another knowledge empowerment podcast, or also in the video as well. Today's topic, we were like really thinking which one to bring, and today we're going to talk about personal brand. And I'll start maybe first with the question. Kolaj, what does personal brand mean to you?
So for me, personal brand is something what represents me. Might be not just the first impression, but also the long-term impression of myself, which I'm building over the time. And it consists of, I would say, everything. It's not just what I say, but what I do, how I act. So all that authenticity behind me, behind my personality, behind myself. That's how I would describe it.
What about you, Baruch?
Well, for me, I think it's kind of an image you try to build up to promote yourself as a professional. Although I think it should be authentic image. It shouldn't be something fake because that would return to you quickly, slap you in the face.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I think that's what it is. It's basically just a way to promote yourself and make sure that you are visible as a professional in front of other professionals or clients, etc.
Yeah, I think there is a good quote from Jeff Bezos here. Like, your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room.
That's what I just have open. I wanted to say.
There you go.
You are unbelievable. That's right. That's right. Which is kind of a bit funny. I don't want to poke on Jeff Bezos because he actually has one of the worst brand. Same as his company, as a company culture. But that's a different topic, different story. But exactly, it's what people say about you when you are not in the room. Or I would even sort of tackle it a little bit differently. And I not necessarily think you need to divide it professionally and then, let's say, privately. It's basically who you are in all aspects, in all areas.
I actually think that you shouldn't split it.
Exactly.
Because then you are like two personalities, and what it means, like, okay, so in work you behave somehow, and then at home you act somehow, and what you think, like, you are two people, then split personality, here I come.
That would be tiring very quickly, I think.
Let me give you a small case or task or homework or whatever we want to call it. What would be your title, or how would you give yourself a title? And now I don't mean I'm the project manager, but something how people would define you, who you are, what is your biggest strength. I'll give you an example. My title is bucket of information. People know I have information, and they also know if I don't have the information, I know other people who have the information. So they come to me for information. So my title would be bucket of information. What would be yours?
I think mine would be advocate, something like this. So I'm the one who stands behind someone else's interests, I guess, like as a group of people. That's something like that's actually something I took from the personality test, right? The
MBTI?
Yes, MBTI test, exactly. So, and like they have these, like, they just don't use the abbreviations, but they also use, like, they give you a name like to your personality. So mine should be like advocate.
Ooh,
but there's a lot behind it, so yeah, I don't want to get into that.
I would actually, for you, I would even precise it more like culture advocate, because your empathy towards really any culture, I'm still learning from you so much. And every time I would put those two words together, your name comes to my mind as first.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Collage?
I'm still thinking about it, and I'm not sure. I would probably define myself like get the job done. That's what I would probably call myself from what I see, what's my attitude toward things. That's how I would define myself.
And now you need to go out of the room, and now we are going to talk about you, and you will see like what's your actual brand.
I would. So there are a few words coming to my mind with you: wisdom, psychology, knowledge, depth, understanding, coach. But now to combine those words and make it maximum of 2 words.
Yeah, this is what I feel like. It's because it's job get it done, because I am not a professional psychologist. I only read books. Coaching, again, I've done just the basic course. I am not a professional coach. What else have you said? Understanding, wisdom.
Knowledge.
Again, I don't consider myself to have those, because when we go into professional stuff, really deep stuff, I am not an expert. Even when it comes, I haven't finished my university. So hey, surprise, surprise. So I don't have a depth of knowledge for myself. I know how to get things done. That's why I've studied university. That's why I studied, for example, psychology, or was interested in psychology, because I wanted to get the job done. When I was a transformation lead, or when I was trying to help teams perform, want to improve, or when I was in the Otvorena Hra helping other people to get across, the thing was I wanted to get my job done. That was my primary motivation. Like, okay, I need to facilitate. Okay, so I need to learn facilitation in some depth.
Do you think other people see you this way?
Tell me, do you see me this way?
That's why I'm saying no. Maybe you see it as a get the job done, but for me, those words are not hiding behind why I'm approaching you. You know, like it's really, so listeners, or if you're watching us, it used to be I was the mentor of college, and then our roles shift when he became my mentor, which is funny. But every time when I need to play around either with setting up my goals, or just understand more about, for example, resilience or some specific topic, I reach out to Collage. We discuss this. He asks me lots of questions. Then I ask questions to get the answers, and he has that knowledge because I know he keeps studying or he keeps meeting people who have that knowledge. So that's why I'm approaching Collage in this manner. And it's not that you get the job done. I'm literally going for you for the wisdom, for the knowledge that you have. It has nothing to do with get the job done. Well, but okay, let's move forward. We talk about brands. So we now discuss a little bit of our titles and which is the brand. And I believe even if we would do a PR to someone, but a brand or a name of a company or something that you are loyal to because of maybe they have great services, you are absolutely satisfied with, that you would recommend to, and why?
I think to me it's Google. I mean, it's sometimes I doubt, because like when you look at the corporations these days, you feel like they are always like sheeps in a wolf skin. But with Google, I think with as far as the corporations go, I think they are a corporation that is still trying to be, let's say, focused on the user. It's not just about the revenues and money overall. So, and like they care about the privacy, or at least it seems they do. So, and this is so far, I haven't seen it in many other corporations. Yeah, so I would say Google.
For you, okay. Collage?
There is a lot. you know. And I would be probably speaking from some daily usage things up to the corporations or up to the companies which I would work for. So, for example, for me, when it comes to the daily usage stuff, I would start dealing with laptops. I mean, when I'm searching for a notebook, I'm looking for ThinkPads from Lenovo because for the first, I'm used to that because I've got one. But the other thing is that no matter what other brand I had, this was the best one so far. I mean, I haven't had Mac, so sorry guys, I'm not an Apple user. Boo-hoo. Let's cross that river. So that, or for example, when it comes to toothbrushes, Curaprox wins for me. I mean, that the quality is there, and I think that their dedication to what their purpose is and how they actually looks like in real life is for me something what attracts me. Therefore, Simon Sinek, Otvorena hra, because and that we go from daily usage up to the ideology, I would say. And there are a few other companies which attract me for what it seems to be like. For example, Orange seems to be pushing heavily in the last years into communities to support communities. Like they have a bar and they have this workshop open to people who can come and use 3D printers, laser printers, and stuff like that, which is awesome. Then there is O2, which has unlimited vacation, basically. So there are companies which seems to have interesting culture. I haven't been in those, like hired by those, but I would give them a try. So that's the thing there. Like there seems to be perceived like that.
Interesting. For me, those who are watching us on YouTube, more stripes, more Adidas. That's the same we have here in Slovakia. I have all my leggings Adidas, and they are very comfy for my type of body and makes me look slimmer because the stripes literally makes you slimmer. So I simply love it, and they really last pretty long. So it's really, for me, that's the brand that I follow actually. So I really like them. And now when we take up a little bit of different brands, I'm gonna connect it with the experience, right? We're usually loyal to a brand or a person based on our own experience. And you've mentioned one name, Simon Sinek. And I don't know, Baruch, how much you are involved in Simon Sinek, but I literally just fell in love with this guy. And I'm super envious because, dear listeners, College here had one-on-one with this gentleman. So I'm very jealous. I wanted to sneak into that call, but College didn't allow me. Unbelievable. But his brand, when you look at Simon, you literally feel, see, and hear the authenticity. That what he's saying, he believes it, he lives it, he tries to show it and share it everywhere. And the thing I like about it is he's not putting any politic behind it. He doesn't put any games behind it that you need to play. He's literally like, just if you care of your own employees or people around you, performance and everything else starts growing. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. And not playing some games.
I totally agree. I would add several names. For example, I prefer also he calls him the worthy rival, Adam Grant, of course. He is he calls himself organizational psychologist. So he's again a psychologist who studied at Wharton University, if I remember well. And
what's his name again?
Adam Grant.
Okay.
You may know him from TED Talks like Givers and Takers. He wrote the book Give and Take. I think that's the name. And it's again about that if you are the personality that takes things from the others, or you are the person who gives to others, and how this actually works together. And he is great at this when it comes to organization and how to manage it, how to manage purpose, and all these things. So that's a good one. And Patrick Lencioni is great. I mean, he's talking about his functions, how teams need to perform well. So, and he establishes all his other things, all his other work on trust. So again, something what Simon says, the trust is the basics. He says that as well, but he puts it in a more, I would say, structured way. He creates the whole pyramid, how is actually trust is related to results. So that's again another author to read from.
There is the thing about your personal brand is perception is everything. The way you see yourself, or you're trying to that people would see you, but then literally the other side of how people really see you. So it has the two sides that you're trying to monitor something, but others might read it differently. And I'll just give the difference that you, for example, trying to be highly productive and innovative, but actually people can understand it that you are rebellious and uncooperative. And then you go like, that wasn't my intention at all, but that's how people read you, right? And that's why it's very important when you're working on your personal brand, the way you want people to see you, to constantly ask for feedback so you can accommodate the changes that what you want to people to see you, to also see it the same way, and that feedback will help you to reach that exactly the exact point. I'll give a story.
Katka, sorry to stop you. Do you think, because there are people also who don't care about their brand and they just do what's natural to them. Do you think that not caring about your brand is a way how to create a brand?
I'd say if you care enough to be a good human being to another human being, that's all you need to do. And that way, then you don't need to take care of your brand, etc. Because your actions would create your own brand without you even heavily working on it. Even this morning, last night, I worked with one of my colleagues, and she promised that in the morning I'll find something in my email so I could then create one agenda. And 7 a.m., nothing in my emails. And so 7:45, I wrote her, you have last 15 minutes, because then my call's starting until lunchtime, and there goes a communication out at 10. So I'm like, I have my last 15 minutes when I'm still able to do it. And then she started explaining to me things like what was behind it. And I said, you know, this is a bit sad because you are harming your own brand, because you promised me something. So my expectations were very high that, okay, in the morning I will find that thing in my email box. And now other people, because of their failure, you are harming your own brand towards me, that I know I cannot trust your deliverables. I know you are smart, I know you're capable, but you're not able to keep any deadline. And if you want to clear your own brand towards me, you are now explaining me why you failed because of others. But you should not even have this conversation with me.
I think you just named the one thing that can completely destroy your brand, like that's integrity. Like if you don't have integrity, like something you really worked hard on can be destroyed like in a day, really. So I think, according to you guys, what do you think? It's something you should never do if you don't want to destroy the brand that you created. Or what would you do to grow your brand?
I'd say that if I would have a situation that would harm my name or the brand, I would immediately reach out to the person and explain, because I don't want that the person would take it that right now they can't trust me, and explain it why. And then it's of course up to them whether they're gonna give me the chance or not. But at least I made it clear of the reasons behind of what happened.
Okay. For me, it would be knowing my values, knowing what I want to be known for, and act based on that. So if I want to build my brand or be known that I can't deliver on time, I wouldn't do anything. But is it my target? Is it my priority to do that? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. I can't speak for that person. For that. I know that, for example, for me, it would be honesty and communication to solve things like that. So to come clear, like, hey guys, I can't deliver. I know I promised that. Sorry, issues, priorities, whatever shit happened. And here is something. What we can do about it? Tell me. Let's discuss. Let's create a common ground and start from there. And one thing, how you can actually know your values, I'd say that there are some books on it, some exercises, but I recommend usually to people to find out what are your values or what you think are your values or characteristics, and what the other thing is Johari window, to do the exercise of Johari window. There is a list of 52, I think, plus minus characteristics. You fill it for yourself. You ask others to fill it to actually, so they mark which exactly characteristics fits you. And based on that, you compare like, okay, this is the open scene, the open part, which is open to everyone. And we know it. I know that I am this person and others know I'm this person. But then there are those blind spots and areas of unknown, which maybe are not visible to others and visible just to you, or no one knows whether it's like that. So Johari window is a good exercise for this.
And maybe that's how we could close this. Of course, we can talk about personal brand way more, and maybe we will tackle it even further next time, because there are also the differences between that the branding should not be about marketing, that you are not doing PR, I'm the best for this, etc. But it should go like naturally based on your action and what you do. Also how your individual values or brand connects to any of the companies you work at or your surroundings environment. So maybe we'll continue next time, we'll see. If you have your own maybe stories, thoughts that you'd like to share with us, let us know. And otherwise, you will hear us next time. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye. Just so you know, this podcast represents our own opinions, experience, and our own ideas. We do not represent any official statement from our employers, and this is not their official channel representing the company.